as I now call upon the federal member for Watson. A big hand, please, for Tony Burke.
Thanks very much, John. In fairness, I expect I'm not about to get the reception that Craig got. But what I would like, now I've seen your sign, what I would like is to be able to take you through the perspective and the issues that we're trying to work through, and then get a chance for the questions. I'm not pretending that what I put forward now is going to suddenly change people's minds in this room. But I want you, at the end of what I've said, to at least know where we're coming from. I think that's what I need to be able to do in these few minutes. So, in the first instance, in terms of understanding the good work that clubs do, you've got, in terms of Darryl, Jason and myself, 3 people who do understand that. You've got 3 people, one of whom's patron of many clubs, the other's the president of one of the biggest clubs in the area. I myself used to work both as secretary and president of one of my local bowling clubs. In terms of knowing the really important lifeblood of the community work that is done by clubs, whether they're the big ones or whether the tiny community ones, that point is well made, and that point, particularly in our part of Sydney, is incredibly important. We are also grappling with an issue of some people who come to us in our offices, and while some people won't want to hear this argument, I'd ask you at least to respect the stories of the individuals I'm talking about. Because, and there is then a question as to what's the method that you use to deal with it, and I respect that. But we do get the people coming to us, rarely actually the problem gamblers. Very often their wives, or their kids, or in some cases their parents, after they've found out the money's gone. And we do look those people in the eye and try to come up with something better than to simply say, well, current policies are adequate. Because for them and for their lives, current policies are not adequate. So we did last term, very publicly, what governments do, and that's go to the main source of independent advice that governments use, the Productivity Commission, to say, we've got this challenge, can you please have a look at how we might be able to deal with this? Because yes, we understand the importance of clubs, and yes, we don't want to lose any of that in our community, but we cannot look these individuals in the eye and say current processes are enough. Now, some people, many people, the majority of the people I talk about are people who have experienced problem gambling through pokies, but many are not. Many are also people where it is internet gambling, where it is the different forms of gambling that are available now. And for those extra forms of online gambling and the challenges families face there will need to be policies quite separate from pre-commitment, otherwise we can't reach them at all. But in working through pre-commitment, a whole lot of the arguments that are being put about what the impact on clubs will be are based on policies that have not yet been trialled. And one of the things we want to work with the clubs on, and this is a standing request that we've been making to the clubs, is to trial it in a few areas. Because if you do that, no please, if you do that, at least then you'll resolve this issue of how much it costs to transfer a machine. At least then you'll resolve some of these issues of what the actual impact is. And that is a standing offer. There's other things about trying to carve out occasional players, about trying to carve out altogether low impact players. 88% of people, when they press the button on the pokies, are playing for less than $1. And to find a way of carving them out from this altogether. They're the issues that we've got on the table to try to find a way of being able to look the people in the eye who I've spoken about and be able to offer something better to them, while at the same time accepting and embracing the lifeblood of our local areas in our clubs.